Well, good afternoon, friends. It's Curtis Robinson hanging out with Arctos, who is the coolest mage of all time. I've had a lot of fun with this guy, and I'll tell you, being a true mage, meaning that he is a staff-oriented guy, and he does have a claw mark seal for incantations, but he's really a sorcery kind of guy, and light armor. That's kind of the whole trick. Now, I had a friend of mine who asked me a question, and I thought it was a legit question because not everybody is a gamer, and not everybody is playing Elden Ring that happens to be watching these videos. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to answer the question with a little scientific experiment. Okay, the question was, is can you backstab as a mage? Really more specifically is, can you backstab with a staff? Now, I'll tell you that I loaded up some weapons. I don't normally have any weapons at all. I got a shield here, I got a dagger here, and I could put other weapons in here, but typically speaking, in order to backstab, you have to have some sort of weapon. Let's take this dagger, right? So, in order to do the backstab, it is an R1. You're looking at the controller, and you got the R2 down here, and the R1. R1 is the backstab button. So the first thing that we do is we got to get behind the guy. You can sneak or not, but let's just get behind this guy and let's just see. Now again, my guy can use this dagger. He's not a melee character, so I doubt if I'll even kill this guy. I might get lucky because daggers are super good for that. We want to lock on, and again, we want to hit the R1, this button, the R1 button to make the backstab. Let's take a look. Boom. Right? Wow, I did 566 damage. Maybe I should be a freaking assassin instead of a mage, right? Alright, it's because it's a super cool dagger that's really designed for backstabbing. Okay, pretty neat. Now, I'll tell you that if I tried to do the same thing with a staff, when I push the R1 button, it casts a spell. So I'm thinking to myself, how in the world would I test this? Because you can't use the R2 button, which is what I used to strike with to do a backstab. So let's just go and see what the R2 button looks like instead of the R1 button, because I can swack somebody from behind. Let's lock on. Let's sneak. I'm going to hit him with the R2 button, and ka-dink, it just pisses him off. Now I got to kill him with magic, right? So you can't use the R2 button in lieu of a legit backstab. Alright, let's go and kill this guy too while we're at it. Okay. Let's go back and reset everything. So actually, you know what? Let's see. I can still use this. I don't need to reset. Let's say, for example, that I spent all my mana, right? Watch my blue bar go down. Actually, let's use a spell that considerably drinks mana. Alright, I'm effectively out of mana for that spell, but I can still cast a spell. Now I am totally out of mana, none of my spells will work. So we're going to get my mana potion ready, I might need that. But we're going to sneak up behind this guy, just to see what happens. I'm going to do a little sneak. First I'm going to do a little roll. I'm trying to roll over that skull so I can get it. There we go. Let's pick that up. Anyways, we're going to get behind this guy, and we're going to try to use the R1 button. First, let's let the bats go by, because I won't have any mana to defend myself, and they will absolutely attack me. This guy's going to attack me too, but I should be able to drink and get away from him. Let's sneak. Now, I tried the R2 button, didn't work. Let's try the, remember, this is typically the spell casting button, so I'm going to push the R1 button, and he's looking at his weapon like, dang it, not this weapon. And the bats are back. Crud. And they left me alone. I can try the L1 button, which is a punch. And the L2 button is a punch. But that's not going to be the same. Alrighty, so we can all kind of agree that, let's say for example, that I use a shield. If the shield has a striking ability, right, I can hit him with the shield. That's the R1 button. I don't know that that's going to even make a legit backstab at all. And the R2 button has another kind of a strike. So this particular shield does have a strike capability. Let's duck down and see if I can R1 him with a shield. I can smack him for sure. I don't know if it's going to be a backstab. Nope. It just pissed him off for the most part. Alright, let's go back to drinking here. And see if I can blast him with some spells. Okay. Alright, so I can pretty much assure everybody that not going to work. And the bats decided to come get me. Alright. Let's silence that. So guys, I can tell you that as funny as it might be to think about a wizard freaking backstabbing somebody, unless you have a legitimate backstabbing weapon, this is just not something that we can easily do. Now, give me a dagger. No problem. Wizard can totally backstab. And we can, you know, do what we need to do. Without a dagger, without a sword, without a club, without a hammer, without an axe, it's basically going to be ridiculous. He's going to look at his weapon like, what is going on with my weapon here? Anyways, I thought that might be fun and enjoyable, a neat little test. By the way, if you are a melee class, you can do other cool things with swords. Like, for example, you can block. Normally I can do that if I have a two-handed grip. I can block. See, I can block even with a dagger. It's kind of interesting. I can block with a shield, for example. Right? There's a punch. Can I two-hand a shield? Yes. So I can actually block with a shield that's designed for freaking parrying, right? Here I am like, oh, look, I'm not blocking. I am blocking, right? And then, of course, I can strike. Big strike. And freaking small strike. So there are guys that have gone through the whole game using a shield as a weapon because they thought it would be funny. I would say ironically funny, not necessarily so entertaining. I would think it'd be kind of boring at some point. Needless to say, I hope this has been fun and enjoyable. Our conclusion is that no, you cannot use a staff, not with the R1 button with no mana, not with the R2 button, which just is a smack, and not with the L1 or the L2 button. It's just going to end up being a punch. It cannot be done. Guys, if you liked this video and you think it was funny, how about give me a little smiley face in the comments? But also, for my good friend who wanted to see this, I did this just for you. Guys, if you send me a request, if I can do a little test and evaluation, some T&E, I'll be glad to do it for you. And in the meantime, remember, Arctos is a true mage. He's going to stick to the staff and the sorcery spells and the occasional incantation or spirit ashes, because that's how I have designed him. All right, friends. Well, I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Peace.